This is the Forge House by FunWhole. Yes, it's another Middle Ages themed set, but let me just tell you, this one is brilliant. It's fun, immersive, the lighting is spot on, so let's get into it. So real quick, I just want to thank FunWhole for sending me the set early for review, and as always, all thoughts and opinions are my own. Alright, so here's a quick overview for you. The Forge House has almost 1,600 pieces, and trust me, it's going to make you feel like you're stepping back into a blacksmith in the Middle Ages. Not to mention, there's also 11 custom lighting points, so this set, as you can see, really does shine. The slogan for this set is Sparks Fly, Legends Rise, which personally I think is very suitable for this blacksmith build. They also use flickering red lights for the forge, as well as some warm oil lamps scattered throughout the house, which adds an amazing layer of realism. It feels like you're right there in the middle of action. Now, talking of lighting, and if you're familiar with FunWhole, you will know this, but I'm going to mention it anyway, all FunWhole sets come with a lighting kit, which I think is brilliant because it means that all of their sets are thought out on how they're going to incorporate the lights into the build. So for this set in particular, as mentioned, there are 11 custom lighting points, which I think are so well placed. The outdoor forge area has 3 flickering red lights, which makes the flames look real. It's the first time I've seen FunWhole use these flickering lights, and I think they've done a very good job. As we then move through the floors, you'll find these beautiful warm yellow oil lamps, which gives the whole place this cozy, mysterious vibe. It really nails the medieval atmosphere. Another thing is that you don't have to worry about those pesky wires being too obvious, because FunWhole have their own special light wire bricks to keep everything nicely concealed. So the lights look natural, there's no mess, and there's no fuss. So that's the lighting covered, and before we explore the full build, I just want to highlight the minifigures for this set. So this set comes with 4 classic Middle Ages minifigures that you'd expect to see around a blacksmith. You have a few guys who work there, you have the Forge Master, as well as a knight who I'm assuming is picking up one of the swords available. I think they've got some incredible details on these guys. They've got cloaks, hoods, and the whole medieval look is on point. I'm especially loving the hooded feature on one of the figures. I've not seen this used before on a FunWhole minifigure. I think they've done a very good job, and it adds such a cool touch. When it comes to the faces of these figures in particular, I think they've done a brilliant job. Each character feels like they have their own unique personality, which just adds even more charm to this set. Overall, I think FunWhole have done a very good job for the minifigures. So next up, we're going to cover the build itself. I must say it was a very well-paced build. I think it was very enjoyable as well, which is always a plus. The pieces were evenly distributed throughout the numbered bags, which made it easy to follow. We're going to start with the exterior, and then we're going to make our way inside. Okay, so outside, you've got everything you'd expect from a proper forge. There's tools, weapons, an anvil, even a wash basin to cool off the tools, which I thought was a nice little addition. There's even a little water part with inside the basin, which is that little extra attention to detail, which I really like. They've thought of everything. There's even a stack of logs to keep that fire going, which is tucked away at the side. And then the stonework on the walls I think was such a nice touch and just adds that texture and depth to the build. One of my favourite details within this set are the lovely pad printed tiles that FunWhole have. There are no stickers in this build. Outside you're going to see one that reads the Forge Master, and the other one shows off a cool coat of arms. I also just wanted to point out that there's a really neat little tree build just to the side of the house, which adds that extra layer of detail as always. And then you have the staircase which leads to the second floor, but we're going to explore that in just a bit. Lastly, I want to point out that they have one flat side of the build, and this is where you can mount the battery pack to the side. Lastly, I just want to show off the overall build design of the blacksmith. I think they've done a very good job, a great mixture of wooden paneling as well as the stone masonry work for the chimney. I'm just really chuffed with how this came out. So now I want us to step inside, and on the ground floor you've got the Forge Master's workshop. It's packed with tools, weapons, manuscripts, and of course the candles for that cozy medieval vibe. You can really tell that they've put a lot of thought into making this space feel lived in, like the Forge Master runs the place like clockwork. I think it's brilliant, and I'm really chuffed with the details. Moving up to the second floor, we've got this cute living space. There's a balcony, a table laid out with drinks and snacks, as well as a storage unit full of food. I love how they've included little shelves with letters and crystals. It's just so detailed, as I keep saying, there's a lot packed into this build. The lanterns here light up the space perfectly, giving it that warm glow. Onto the third floor now, we've got the bedroom of the Master Blacksmith and the Apprentice. The Master's room has the family's legendary sword on display, which I think is so cool. and the apprentices room has blueprints for forging weapons. It's also thematic, and the roof is fully detachable, so you can easily get into every nook and cranny of this build. Now for the price of this set, it's going to retail at just shy of £100. I have seen that on Amazon. However, if you head over to their website, it does seem to be slightly cheaper, so maybe go over there if you want to get it on a discount. Speaking of discounts, you can also use my affiliate link, which will be down below in the description. Now my thoughts on the price itself: it's got a good amount of pieces. You've got lots of lighting to go with it. I mean, 11 custom points is pretty impressive, especially the flickering ones, which I've not seen before. So personally, I think it's very competitively priced. I think it's definitely a solid addition to any middle-aged collection. Before I share my final thoughts, I just wanted to cover a few cons/issues that I found whilst building this set. The first one was that some of the printing within the instructions, the colours didn't quite match up with the pieces that you had available. So I think this is more of a printing issue, because you could still build what needed to be built, so to speak. So just watch out for that. Secondly, the big beam that holds up the awning by the forge was slightly too long. So for me, I did have to trim that with some scissors. It's nothing major, but it was worth highlighting. So overall, I think this is a really sweet build. It's a great middle-aged modular, packed with detail. And if you're a fan of collecting medieval themed builds, I think this is a definite addition for your collection. I just want to thank FunWhole again for sending me this set for review, and if you did enjoy the video, be sure to hit that like button. Let me know your thoughts on the sets in the comment down below, and if you're new around here and you enjoyed the video, maybe consider subscribing. As always, I'll see you in the next one.